We got from Dastil, who said, maybe it's just me, but patch 9.1 didn't really hype the game up as patches usually do, which is Blizzard's fault in my opinion. Hardcore WoW players opening up to new MMOs. Is the camel back breaking? Yeah, I think it's just with 9.1's not a massive patch, and I think it has a bunch of lore and stuff the players don't feel that connected to, and I think that's why the hype isn't there. And I think that's because as much as people care about Sylvanas and Anduin and stuff, we don't know Zoval. We don't really know exactly what he wants. Yeah. We don't know his motivations. We know he betrayed his brethren, but we don't know why. We don't really know any of the specifics. So we basically have we know more about our villain's henchman than we know about our villain. And I think that just means that the stakes, we know they're big, but we don't know what they mean. We don't know what they mean for Azeroth. I mean, I'm sure he wants to consume the soul of our world, but I don't know. Well, is he going to get to the Sepulchre of Knowledge, get some First Ones technology, remake the universe? It's we don't know. You can put some things together, obviously, if you speculate and look at the hints, but not in a way where your average player is going to see Zoval in a trailer and think, oh my god, this is happening, this is going down.
Yeah, it's really... It's weird. I think it's kind of a lot of the discussion around 9.0's problems cropped up very late. 9.1 came in also very late to kind of counteract that flow, so it couldn't. So we've got this wave of negativity coming from a lot of places, and then 9.1's also just kind of lackluster in exactly those ways, where it's nothing in this is going to really excite people.
Yeah,
it is if I were to describe how I see overall sentiment for 9.1 from the community, it is more content. All right.
Yeah.
But then it's obviously marred by launch issues, the week one being Korthia, which is full of bugs and has some design issues, etc., etc., etc.
Compared to the trailer of patch 5.4, and I think everyone will feel why.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, even 7.3.
Yeah.
7.3 was people might not have completely understood what Argus was or what was going on, but it's still just whoa, this is there's a big leap forward. But it was you're going to defeat the Burning Legion. You're whoa.
Yeah,
that means that means a lot to me after 6 expansions. That's huge.
Yeah.
And then it's you're going to fight the Sylvanas who's working for the jailer. You're who? It's been 7 months. I still don't know.
Yeah, so that's the issue. We got from Dark Soul 9669, who said, I get why Bell doesn't do things he doesn't want to, but I feel if it is easily done / grinded, you should if it'll help a group. I don't want to do a lot of 9.1, so I'm not playing. I think this needs to be weighted more. Yeah, so my thinking there has always been, if my performance dips to the point where it is now actively harming my group, then I absolutely will do those extra things. But generally speaking, if my performance is good enough that it's not actively harming the group, then I will not go that extra mile and, do the things that the Mythic Raiders are going to be doing. Because it's not fun.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing, because I don't usually find myself wanting to do a lot of that stuff, and we're not talking about Mike unsubbing as in Preach. It was Mike the Filthy Casual, the viewer who's joining us. Yeah, not Preach, but no, I usually don't engage with that stuff too hard because I know it's just not going to be fun. But there's very little else to do at the eve of a new patch, so I want to log into World of Warcraft. What is there to do? Oh well, I've already done my 2 Torghast. I've already capped Tower Knowledge, so I'll not go in there anymore. I'll go back to Korthia, do my dailies, do my stuff for player power. And there's a bit of player power. I do want to go pretty hard. I do want to see us take Sylvanas first week normal and then, work towards reward.
Yeah. Yeah, that's roughly where I am. I'm not going to push through and do the super, the super stuff, super grindy stuff.
Yeah.
But I will always not want to let my team down in a big way, and I get there could be, in Mythic I would not be able to get away with this, and there's a large part why I'm not interested at all in Mythic. But Heroic, it's I can get by just the very basics and then learning the fights, so that's why it suits me.
That's kind of the annoying thing, because you can just get 220 gear.
Yeah, won't be a problem in this patch anyway because I'm doing M+. We're going to have loads of gear, should be fine. We've got from Dark Soul, actually, 9669 again, who said, I feel the systems are designed to keep casuals busy chasing rewards they don't need and is at odds with high-end content getting the most consideration. Casuals are bored, high-end is frustrated. I big agree with that.
Yep.
Because I mean, a lot of this stuff is not great for the casual players. I think the casual players would be better served if they had loads more reps, loads more character customization, a far more dynamic world, all of that stuff, and, you know, reasonable ways to get their player power. And then the raiders, I mean, really, they shouldn't have chores. I really think you should just be able to raid log, and then the game has cool things you want to do rather than things that you feel like you need to do. Because if they do that, then they get the raiders really excited to do the casual players content, and the casual players are excited to do the casual players content. And that means just about everybody's really happy with the casual content, which means they can devote more resources to it instead of those weird situations we have now.
Yeah, it's like imagine, well, this is kind of moot because Legion Fall did exist in Legion and you did grind AP to get your Legion Fall up. But I'm just like, imagine if Argonite stuff actually really mattered to you past a gear level threshold, where you were constantly grinding Argonite the entirety of 7.3, or like what are called nether shards. What they called nether shards, whatever the 7.2 currency was that you spent in like the mage char and stuff. Or even imagine the mage char wasn't just cosmetic and it gave you a big power boost for doing it. That would completely change how those felt, and community sentiment for the mage char would not be so universally positive.
There you go. Big think.
Big think.
Bang on.
Please, Blizzard, have that big think, and then have the big execute on the big think.
That's it. That's what we need.
Please.
I got from the Jamster. Thank you for giving the warning signs for shit patches. Helps a load knowing when to unsub from WoW. This time, even the new Articuno mount won't save them. This is coming from a whale. Oh dear, that means that the Jamster is not someone Blizzard can afford or want to lose.
Yep. Well, I guess they'll have to give you the Firebloom Phoenix in the same. They'll have to give you Articuno Moltres and maybe even Zapdos in the same 6 months up then.
Yeah, I guess it's that thing, like, if you don't raid or do Mythic Plus and you're kind of just there for the cozy, more casual content, I mean, unless you want to pick up a new Covenant and sort of redo the 9.0 experience, but with, you know, a different campaign, like, sub to this patch for 1 month at like the August or September to see all of that content in 1 month. But I even feel for those casual players, I don't think they care about a horse recolor anymore.
No, I mean, like that's the thing that's the thing about Korthia. Like, I've done all outside of the stuff I have to do daily for months. I've seen everything in that zone except for like 1 or 2 things that were time gated from me in one. To be fair, I did play a lot on Wednesday. Yeah, that was like 6 to 8 hours. But that was like 6 to 8 hours, and I've got all the world content squared off in a patch. You're like, that's just not reasonable